Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my top 10 books got in August. Now I believe I bought a total of 38 books, I believe, in August. Maybe it's about anyway, but it's too many. Now I decided that because I keep buying loads of books, for starters I'm on a charity book buying ban. No more charity shop books, so I say, for at least another month or two until I get my sort of shelves a bit more in order, because they're so jam-packed. There literally is no room left on my shelves for any more books. And I have the top 5 books, obviously my autumn buy books that I'm buying this in the autumn. So they will go on, but I'm going to try and limit what other books I buy because, you know, not too many. Now I thought, do I do like a August haul? But that would have taken way too long. So after a bit of thinking, I wanted to kind of do an original video. I do like doing my tag videos, but I like doing my original ones for me because they are me and I'm learning to grow as a booktuber. And I checked out this idea with 2 of my best friends, Clint and Simone, and they said, yay, go for it. So I am. I may do more of my top books that I'm buying. I may do like top 10 flops of the year. You never know. I'm going to have to see what I feel. I'm going to try and be a bit more impromptu and do some random videos. Some very explosive me, Emily videos. But I hope you like them. Let me know. So anyway, let's get started and let's show you the first book that I'm so proud I got this month. I got Flawed by Cecilia Ahern. Now, I don't know why, but this was on my books that I wanted to buy. And this is like my books I wanted to read on my list on my Goodreads, because that's where I'm kind of relying on and that's where I'm going to try and stick to a lot more. But I like Cecilia Ahern. I find that she has magical realism in her books. They are contemporary, so they're a little bit different. Look at the spine on this, guys. It's beautiful. This is Celestine North lives a perfect life, but then Celestine breaks a rule and faces life-changing repercussions. She could be in prison, branded, found, flawed. Now, don't know about you, but I'm not perfect. I'm certainly flawed, and this looks interesting. This is heartbreaking and uplifting novel where she depicts a society in which perfection is paramount and mistakes are punished, where one woman takes a risk that could cost her everything. This looks exciting. I wonder if it's even a bit thrillerish because it looks a bit scary. So, but look at the cover of it. I loved it, guys. I don't know why this was on my list. Like I said, I know I love Cecilia Ahern, but I don't know why it was, but I like it. And I'm really excited and looking forward to reading it. Don't know when, but I will read it. Now the next one I read because it's had so much rep. More like, I think, to me, it was raved about more last year than this year, but it is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Look at the spine. How gorgeous is that? Look at these pages. Oh my God. It's not the spine, but you know what I mean, guys. It's coloured. It's beautiful. So she has been murdered hundreds of times, and each day Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. The only way to break this cycle is to identify Evelyn's killer. Every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes up in body of a different guest, and someone is desperate to stop him escaping the Black Heath. Now, Charlie's not sure if I'm going to like this or not. I'm not sure if I like this or not, but I found it at a charity for about £1, and I thought, hell yeah! Like Waterstones is selling it for like a lot more than that, and I think in all the other shops you have to pay a lot more. For £1, this is going to be good. This is going to be one that I'm definitely keeping for a time when I can certainly read longer books because it's gigantic. It's like about 500 pages, guys. You know I don't like my big books. I must be insane. But it's one of the top books and I love it and I can't wait to read it. Like I said, it's been raved at. Now I'm going to show you another one that's been raved about. It is an older book, but it's The Handmaid's Tale. Now I know Simone and I has talked about this. I know that her next book, Margaret Atwood's next book, is coming out very shortly. So this is a sort of dystopic kind of book where sort of this is like these women in this don't have names. It's dark. It's a bit scary. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, but Victoria from Victoria Reads, she has talked about this, and Simone's talked about this. Charlie's read it. Yes, by the way, you can see the kids. They're always in these videos, aren't they? But anyway, so this looks really quite scary. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, but it's had enough rep. It is written quite a long time ago. It's only about 320 pages. I don't know if it's thriller, I don't know its exact genre, but I do know that it's been raved about so much, and I picked it up for, I think it was 20p or 30p. Either which way, that is really good for a book. And look at the quality of it, guys. I thought for this kind of value, this kind of price, you would not expect a book this good of quality, and you don't always find them. So this was one of the ones that was in the charity shops near me. The Evelyn Hardcastle one was from one of the Thames Valley Hospice one in town. And the floored one was one in Woodley, where I went out for the day with Chris, and you would have seen that in my favourites video. Now the next one is, you lot are going to laugh, I picked up about 4 or 5 Philippa Gregory books this month. So I found it really hard to pick a favourite out of those books, but this one has got King Henry VIII on it. It's The King's Curse. I picked this up for 25 blooming p. Can you believe it? This is the heir to the Plantagenets, I can never say the word. Margaret Pole is a rival claimant on the Tudor throne. Buried in marriage to the loyal Tudor St Porter, she becomes guardian of Arthur, the young Prince of Wales, and his beautiful bride, Catherine of Aragon. So I actually believe this is one of the earlier books, one of the starter books. And it's like her destiny is not bound for a life of shadows. I don't know more about this. This looks quite interesting. It's probably one of my longest ones. It's about 600 pages. This is going to frickin' kill me. But, like I said, I think I picked up about 4 or 5 Philippa Gregory ones. I want to get this whole series because I love Philippa Gregory. Julie, you've got a lot to answer for getting me into this. I love my Tudor history. I love Philippa Gregory. I want all these books, and I think this one looks gorgeous. I've got so many to read, guys, so it's really hard to pick. I think I picked up some other ones, like I picked up The Constant Princess. I picked up some other really good one, The Queen's Fool, I believe. That was another quite one that looked quite beautiful. Anyway, now I'm going to show you, I think this is probably one of my all-time favourite books of the year. It's getting raved about. You guys know that I love this book, but I wanted my own copy of it because the only time I've ever read it was Charlie. Now, I've since heard that I could have got it from Charlie or from Emma, who've got their own copies of it, but I picked this up at Car Boot for like 25, 50p. This Is Gonna Hurt by Adam Kay. I will rave about this guy until the day of my dying death. He is a young doctor. This is his diary when he starts to when he finishes becoming a doctor. He is now on Twitter quite a lot. He's now turned into more like a performer. He does still write. His next book's coming out in the autumn, and you guys would have seen that I've talked about that in my 5 anticipated reads of the autumn. So this is brilliant. This is his story. This is a diary entry. This is one that I will probably reread at some point because it's very good non-fiction. I loved it. I think at a time when obviously I am in and out of hospitals, I think I needed to be reminded that as much as I moan about the doctors, they have their own traumas and stuff that they go through, and they get paid diddly for what they do. So Adam Kay, if you want to pick up any book, pick up this book. It's brilliant. Now, I was torn between showing you this book, Giovanna Fletcher, Dream a Little Dream, which is a lovely, I love Giovanna Fletcher's books. I've rated them, they're on my Goodreads account. They're really good. This is about Sarah. And I don't know much more about this. I don't want to know much, but look at the front cover, guys. It looked beautiful. It was either going to be this or an Isabel Broom book. I love Isabella Broom, and now I will double check her name. That book was called A Year and a Day by Isabella Broom. I nearly showed you that, but this one kind of beat me to it because it looks so gorgeous. I really, if you need a chick lit, if you need something cosy and fun, Giovanna Fletcher writes beautifully, and I would so recommend her to everybody. So check this one out. I can't wait to read this. I kind of like to have my my chick lit books, my contemporary books, to mix it up when I'm reading some of the harder hitting ones, because it just lightens your load a bit. Doesn't reminds you of happier times and things like that. Now I'm down to my last 4 books, I believe. This is the Chronicles of Narnia, Tales of the Dawn Treader. Now you guys know I love my Narnia books. I've read The Magician's Nephew. In September I would have read the first book, and this is the next one off. No, this is about the 4th one. I've got Prince Caspian Tree before that. But this was the last one in the series I needed to buy. I needed my own copy of this. And my lovely man Chris bought this from me from ABE Books, which is a second-hand UK book online service where you can go online and buy books for second-hand. They're not expensive. They're really quite cheap, and this is a beautiful copy of it. This is Lucy and Edmund's tale on the Dawn Treader. Now, I've seen the film. I loved it. I want this book. It's not too long, less than 200 pages. I think I'm going to break these up, and this is beautiful, and I love the copy of it. It's a really beautiful copy, so I was so glad that Chris got me that. Told you he's a big sweetie. Now, on the lines of kids books, I'm going to show you another one. Now, I'm not sure whether this should have gone on today's video or this will go on another video which I'm doing about my children's classics on the shelf, which I'll be coming out shortly. But this is the Faraway Tree stories. This is, I believe, got 3 books in one. I love Enid Blyton. I love the Faraway Tree. I read this one as a child. Mum, you brought me up on Enid Blyton. You brought me up on books that I'd love, and this is absolutely gorgeous. So this has got the Enchanted Wood, the Magic Faraway Tree, and the Folk of Faraway Tree. Now, I'm going to read this. Whether I read it with Mia or whether I read it on my own, I don't know. Whether I read it first and then I read it, I don't know what I'm going to do. She loves books, but she doesn't like get into them like I do. And this is gorgeous. It's a long one, but I think I'm going to read it gradually. I think this might be a cosy bedtime book to kind of settle my head before I go to bed, because it's quite chilling and quite happy. It's quite cosy and I love it. I'm really... Yes, it's a bit of a second-hand book. Yes, it was like 25p to a pound or something at a charity. I think I got this at a car boat. It's so gorgeous. And I love being reminded of my childhood. I love my cosy reads, and I'm so glad I got this. Now, the next one, I believe that I've got another Jenny Colgan, but the lovely Simone and I got me, which I believe is the first book about Rosie Hopkins' sweet shop. So, when I saw the Christmas edition at the car boot sale, I picked it up. I like to have a set of Christmas books for reading in December. Now, if any of you guys have got this and want to buddy read this with me in December, let me know. Let me know in the comments below, because I love buddy reading Christmas books. I love buddy reading, and I, like I said, love a bit of Jenny Colgan at around Christmas time. She is going to make me smile. She is going to make me happy. And this is beautiful. Rosie Hopkins is waiting excitedly for Christmas in the Derbyshire village of Lipton. Her sweet shop is festooned with striped candy canes, piles of Turkish delights, and happy sticky children. And she's going to be spending it with her boyfriend Steve. Now, I'm obviously going to have to read the first one before I read this. Kind of a bit of a way of nagging me to read that, because obviously I've got to read this afterwards. But it looks gorgeous, it looks cosy, and like I said earlier, I love my chick lit. Now, the next one's going to surprise you that I actually bought this, because you guys all know that I'm the world's biggest wimp. But Simone had raved about this, Charlie's raved about this, Nicole's raved about this, Victoria's raved about this, and it was on the thriller plan. It is a thriller book. 13! Charlie loved it. She's not sure if I'm going to be able to read it because she knows I'm a wimp. It's a very dramatic thriller. It's like I believe it's like a court drama thriller. So a ruthless prosecutor, a brilliant defence lawyer, and a defendant with a secret, and a serial killer on the jury. I do not know much more. I know that everyone has raved about this. Charlie Buddy read this with Simone and she loved it. It's not too long. Maybe it is, but it's about 350 pages. But it looked good, and again, for the money I paid for it, it was brilliant. And I think I need to kind of push myself. I never thought I would read thrillers. I never thought I would read horrors. But down to you guys, I've changed. I've started widening my horizons, and I think this book haul has shown you just what I'm like now. Yes, I like my contemporary. Yes, I like my chick lit. But I'm so much more wider than that. To me now, I would say my favourite, if you kind of put it on a balance, it's torn between obviously contemporary and chick lit and historical fiction. But I think historical fiction's kind of gone up there a bit more because I love it. I'm now liking thrillers. I'm now not as much of a wimp. So what on earth have you guys done to me? Now, if you like my top 10 books, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed to me, ring on my ding-a-ling. And guys, let me know, what was your favourite book you bought in August? Bye-bye from me. Bye-bye from me and Thomas. Bye-bye.